we are going to start with the piece that I shared on Instagram yesterday. And this is one I was really excited for because I had a vision for it. I was like, I really like this one movie called Into the Spider-Verse. And I mean, you guys have heard of it, right? The Miles Morales, Spider-Man, Peter Parker, Spider-Gwen, everybody together. One of the best, if not the best superhero movie of all time. And I wanted to do something with that, but I didn't know exactly what. And then I remember seeing like this promo poster that had the buildings up and then he's upside down, like floating up towards the buildings with a Spider-Man logo. And I decided to do my own take on that. So I've got it here. And this is the piece. I know I can't back up to show all of it. There it is, more or less this. And so some of the things that are going on here is one, my wife and I got a Cricut machine to cut stencils. And so I cut this out, the spider logo, and then I cut Miles Morales. This was the positive. So this was like the actual thing. The stencil was this. Miles Morales was the stencil. So there's a hole on the inside of a paper. And then I left the outside as paper. And then I just sprayed in the middle. And then the buildings also was a stencil. But the widest I could go with my Cricut machine's about here. So I had to add extra to the sides, which I'm probably going to cut. I'm probably going to cut this piece down to like here. And so if you want to see how I made it, I will show that video. And you're eating waffles right now. Okay, cool. Let's cut to the tape. So this is actually, you can find this video right now on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/inthirdperson. And I'll kind of walk through the process here. This is in, here, I'll slow it down. Oh, that's spoilers. That's the Rosalina I made. Okay, here. So yeah, starting out, you put down the logo and then you spray the different colors that you want. So here I wanted white and red, and then you use the plastic bag and you place it down, you crumple it, and then you rip the bag out to create sort of textures into the logo, which I will zoom in here. If I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, you can see some texture, some white and red in there. Then I put down the stencil of the building over top, and I sprayed just so I could see the outline of roughly where the buildings were going to be. And then I sprayed it black, that whole area black. I took the stencil off, then I put the stencil back on, and I put the stencil back on for the spider logo because I wanted to put in the sky. And so I went with a light blue covering the building, not covering the buildings, but over top the gap of the buildings. I wanted the buildings to stay and then the clouds to look like they're in the background, even though I sprayed them in the front. And then I went over with the dark blue. Where is that part of the video? Hold on, we'll get to that. Okay, there's the dark blue, which is the dark part of the sky. I actually missed the step in this video. I forgot to hit record. I recorded over an hour of footage. And I missed this final step because I started hitting stop because there was a lot of dead air. I think, yeah, the streaming might have been rough because there was just a lot of time where I wasn't doing anything. So yeah, when you take out the stencil after spray painting the sky, there's the spider logo there. And then, yeah, here I missed the part where I sprayed Miles in. So this is me after the fact taking the stencil out. And so that's what it looked like. Ta-da! Miles Morales. And yeah, I think I'm going to flash it to the camera. I think we can pause here. Cool. Oh yeah, because that's running at normal speed. So some of the things, lessons learned from that particular piece. I think if I were to run this back, one, I would make it smaller. I think the fact that my buildings couldn't stretch all the way across, there are probably ways of me like replicating and doing other ways around, but I don't think I need this gap here. I would just cut that out completely or build it in such a way that I didn't have that gap. It's fine, you can cut the canvas afterwards. Here you can see up close the texture. So there's like bits of white in the spider red. There was a piece here in the logo where it stretches way down, but because the Cricut was the cut was so thin, and I didn't have any weights to put on that area. It just kind of lifted up a bit, so it only trailed a little bit. It still looks good, but it's not like 100% accurate, which is fine. I originally had this idea of putting Miles over top of this logo, and I guess it would have worked, but I think it would have hurt the readability of it, so I just put him a bit lower. I think if I went back at it, I would probably do some more stuff to make the sky a little more interesting. Ideally, I'd have at least one other color in between to transition to the dark blue, and I might do clouds or something to just give this area a little more life. But overall, though, I think it's a pretty solid first attempt. And this was probably the most complex one to make because of the stencils and understanding, like... And this is one of the interesting things about, like, spray paint art is, especially if you're using stencils of, like, do I need the version that's, like, just the shape? Do I need the version that's a piece of paper with the shape in the middle? How do I spray paint this in order to get this effect without spray painting over stuff I've already done? So in that way, it's kind of a puzzle, piecing it all together. Yeah, so there's the Spider-Man art. Let's go play some more Overwatch, and then we'll go through the other piece. I guess we can do the Rosalina one next because you guys kind of already saw it.